Hello everybody, it's about time we started on another episode. Here we are on, well, Mars. But, continuation of our Naked on Europa series. It's good to have you with me again. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm glad to see in the comments that you're all enjoying this little series. Kind of difficult because I'm sort of making it up as I go along. But anyway, let's get into it and get some buttons mashed and see where we go from there. Right, couple of things to catch up on. In the last episode we built our bug, long-range reconnaissance ship, and turns out I made a bit of a mistake. I know, right? Who'd have thought? So I built the landing pad for it here, and when these mining ships are coming into land, they're checking to see if it's clear to land. And of course it's not, because the sensor is on and enabled and it detects the bug and therefore it stops the landing. So I've had to make an adjustment to the sensors. So instead of 10 meters now they're only 7.5 meters, and that seems to give it enough clearance so it doesn't detect the bug, but it would still detect if there was a ship on the landing pad. So we need to test that out. And one of the things, let me just get back up to normal speed. One of the things I noticed in here is got everything enabled. I don't have any ice at all. We're completely out of ice. And ooh, wrong one. Yeah, ice. As you can see, no ice. And I was checking the hydrogen tanks. Just go to here. We can see our bug hydro tanks. That's what I was looking at. They're not full, 85%. I'm not sure why, because I haven't actually used it. But the base tank is empty because the Zephyr hydrogen tanks I've been refilling, ready for our return trip to Europa. So there's that. So I think a good start for the day, which will kill two birds with one stone, is let me just get some power. We go and mine a load of, well, it's snow, isn't it, not ice, and it gives us an opportunity to test out our rat. Now I have made some changes to the rat, primarily to do with groups, because we found the groups were conflicting if they're both docked at the same time, but also in the method of switching between pad A and pad B. I was switching the recorder blocks on and off, which wasn't reliable. It did sometimes work, but it wasn't a reliable way of doing it. So I've now changed it so I'm actually toggling on and off their AI behavior. So we're going to try both ships this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button, which will tell it to wake up, and off it goes. And that's programmed to go to the ice mine. And we're going to go in this ship, but just to test out, where is it? Just to test out everything. I'm going to give that one a chance to, can't see it, get a little bit of distance. And then I'm actually going to have the autopilot do this flight for me, primarily so that we can see what happens if there's already a ship at the mine when this one tries to land there. Okay, so that should be enough. So we're going to hit button 1 to tell this to go to the mine as well. I know it'll take a moment or two, but just to clarify, we're not in creative and damage is enabled, so completely in the normal game operating mode. So if it all goes horribly wrong, I blame Mozo. So I'll take this opportunity just to welcome all you new subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. I try to do sort of new and interesting stuff as much as you can, not just with Space Engineers, but with the other games I play. I like to sort of play the game and learn how it works, and then, well, essentially make it as difficult as I possibly can. Why not? Okay, so hopefully the first ship is just landing now, or has landed. Hopefully without destroying itself. So this one is obviously going to try and land on top of it, which is something we want to avoid. So we'll see what happens. So now it would drop out of the sky, and we can see that it's just stopped. So it detects the ship down there, it says nope, I can't land, and unfortunately I'm going to have to jump out of this ship now, so I'm going to get ready to put my jetpack on.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, okay, well, that worked. Alright, so that one should just hover there as long as this is occupied. So with this one, all I need to do is switch the thrusters back on again and move out of the way. And then as we move away, it detects that we've moved out of the way. And it should, there we go, do its little drop down landing, which I think could be smoother. It's not the smoothest, but well, it'll do. Right, so I'm going to do some mining here. My drill's working. Come on. There we go. Just try and bite into the snow. I think for a full-time miner this could actually be a little better. The drills are just a little bit too far apart, I think. As you can see, they've kind of left this ridge here. I'm going to take that out just to tidy things up. There we go. Okay, so this one is cargo's full. We'll put a bit in the drills as well. Get what we can while we're here. In case you're wondering, top left-hand corner there's a tiny grey line. Should be able to see. And that's the drills. That's build info telling us the drills. There we go. You can just see them starting to fill up now. As we get near the top, it turns red. There we go. So we're pretty full there. So all we need to do is just get a little bit of distance from the hill, and I found because we're on a slope I can kind of get away with this. So somewhere around there, and then I'm going to hop out, and I want it to go and offload, so unload and return. So that's the middle button, so we'll hit that button and off she goes. A little bit hesitant because the collision, it's on cruise mode now and it's detecting a possible collision, but should go in the end. Right, so thrusters on, we'll put the lights on this one as well, and we should be all good to mine. I won't send this one home until I'm sure the other one has returned, just in case we have some issues. I don't want to end up having to walk home. So I'm going to try not to cut the video here, just so that you know that I'm not cheating. Hopefully, once we get somewhere near the end of our mining here, depending how quick you are at mining I suppose, but that's the reason I wanted to leave the possibility of having a third drone, because obviously if we can fill up the cargo container and the drills and we're ready to go on to the next ship and the first one hasn't returned, then might open a way for having yet another ship that could sort of fill the gap, as it were. So yeah, cargo's full, drills are filling up. There we go, pretty full there. So just come out from that, position ourselves. So the higher you can leave it, the less problems it has pulling away again. But I don't want to leave it too high, because if I get out and then I have to get back in again if the other ship doesn't return, for instance, then well, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? So we'll just give it a moment. The other ship takes quite a while to offload because there's a delay on it. I think it's a 60-second delay. But if it's had issues docking for some reason, then we might have to go back and resolve those issues. But the only issue I had before was the long-range recon ship. It was detecting that as it was coming into land. And obviously, that's a problem. Well, I can see some movement. I was beginning to wonder. I think possibly the 60-second delay could be cut right down, because it does offload, especially with the inventory manager running. It offloads pretty quick. But I'm confident that that is coming back. Yeah, we can hop out of this one anyway. Watch this one come into land. Clear the screen so you get a nice shot of it coming into land. Yeah, could be more gentle, but because the drills come down first, I'm not dissatisfied with that. Right, so we're going to do the same with this one because I need quite a lot of ice, so we'll send that one off. We know we don't need to exactly hurry. Make sure that one, yeah, clears nicely. And the sensors, I think the sensors should be off now, but if they're on, it might cause a problem, but I think we'll be alright. Okay, so I'm going to rinse and repeat this for a little bit and get a load of ice. I don't think you need to watch me doing all of that, so I will edit this bit out and I'll meet you back at the base. Okay, so I don't know quite what's happening here. For some reason it failed to dock, which we've had before. Let me just bring that off. Turn that the right way around, and I'm just going to dump it over here for a minute. So because it had a full load, we got a thunderstorm. Great. Be nice if we get hit by lightning, wouldn't it? Yeah, because it had a full load, and it for some reason didn't manage to dock. And then sitting there, it's burnt holes. Not quite sure what was going on. So had a few problems anyway with it. There was one occasion where it came back and it just sort of hovered up there and seemed very loath to do anything, but before I could do anything to change it, it had already taken off and gone back to the mine, whereupon it turned around and came back here. So I think it's just teething issues, and I'm not 100% sure what the problem is there. Oh, some more. I think we're all good. Apart from the scrap. Alright, so what have we burnt a hole in? Just 2 of those, I think. Right color. Right, yeah, that's the piston, so. Yeah, so very strange. I don't know why that didn't work, but anyway, did manage to get a load of ice. Oops. And probably going to get destroyed by lightning now. Close enough. So generally it was a success. I better just check that timer is off actually. Ooh, too many timers. Wait for offload. That's off. Time to trigger is 30. Stop it. Yeah, I think we're good. There's a couple of things like the flashy lights I think are still on. Let's see. Let's go check, see what we've got. So still processing all that. Loads of O2 generators. I guess the ship's doing it as well. No spare ice though, so it's kept up with us pretty well. And what have we got? The base tank is filling, still only on 8% though. Ship tanks are filling, and 93.9, so I guess we'll just have to stockpile that as we go. Good. Right then, the storm is blowing in again. Yeah, so I don't know really what went wrong with the rat here. It seems to be an issue with docking haphazardly. It tries to connect before it can connect, or it doesn't try to connect when it should connect. And there is a solution to that. Look at this weather. I've got a couple of event controllers that I'm not using. Let me just lift this up a bit. It's still charging there, unfortunately. Just a little bit of height, not too much. Yeah, so I think these two event controllers 4 and 5 are not being used, and I'm thinking we could use one of them for the connect event, and the other one I could put another timer in that keeps trying to connect. So if we trigger the timer instead of saying connect, and then we just continuously keep trying to connect, but use the event controller to detect when it is connected and switch off that timer, and obviously power everything else, do the shutdown as required, that might be a solution. So I think I'm going to try that. So we'll take that out. Wasn't expecting to see daylight through the hole, but apparently we can. Yeah, so we're gonna rename this one to say connected. The shift key's not working again. Connected. Like that, and then which one are we on? Yeah, we'll use the automated one. Keep up appearances. And what are we on for? Enough for 2 of them. And change the color. Can't remember what skin we used, texture we used, so I'm just going to Shift P just to copy that. And that's in there. And then we'll have this one as well. Do the renaming now. So AI timer block. Just call it try connect. And obviously it's going to be silent. I think the delay is going to be fairly continuous. And we'll do the rest in a second. Okay, so back in. Just going to pop that back on the deck again. Put the dampers off so it doesn't burn holes in the deck. Okay, so the event controller connected. We're going to say connector connected, and it's going to be that one. Yeah, that's correct. So it says connector connected, output action slot 1. So the action then is going to be the timer. Oh, I left the others as timer block. Let's just do that for conformity. So try connect. So when the event connector connected, the action we need is to which one is it? Try connect. So we want it to stop that. And then also we want it to, I think, perform a shutdown. That one. Start. So the way we had it before, when yeah, so timer block shutdown start, we actually want that to what? Shutdown start should be try connect start. Okay, so that's easy enough. And then the try connect actions are, yeah, that one. We want to connect. Where's connect? Connect. Can't see it for looking. Oh, lock, isn't it? Yeah. So we want that to lock, and then we want to restart the timer. So the timer starts, it tries to connect. It will keep doing that, so it will re-trigger itself, so it just keep looping around that until the event controller here detects that it's been connected, at which point its action will be to stop. Did I say start? Try connect. Stop. Yeah, that's better. Got it the wrong way around. So as we're coming into dock, transit to dock, and then eventually that hands off to dock, in this case dock A, switches on the timer for try connect. So we want to do the same for docking at B. So this one should be setup action. Yeah, try connect, start. And then hopefully that should resolve the problem of it just failing completely to dock. So the other issue that I had was it had flown back and it kind of got stuck up there. Gosh, I wish this storm would go. It was kind of at the home position point. It was quite high. So I don't know whether it had detected that. Maybe it just, because it was carrying a heavy load, it had flown too low and detected that ship maybe. But eventually it timed out and started again, and it went all the way back to the mine and then flew all the way back here again, and it docked successfully. So it's possible it was just something to do with that. I don't know. Right, we need to do the same on this ship. And it's a good opportunity while we've got this enormous storm, because I can't really do anything else at the moment. So let's just there. And it was that one. And we should have really just taken a copy of the other one, shouldn't I? Connected. Oops, wrong button. And that one's there. Come on. Give. Okay, so this was try connect. And silent, and 1 second delay, the rest we do afterwards. So you don't need to watch me do all of this, but I'll record it anyway. Probably won't include it. Okay, that's that one done. There is one other thing that I forgot to do on this one, and I think we can stay docked while I do this. So in the shutdown timer, it wouldn't have actually mattered had we not done it, but in the shutdown timer we're also trying to lock the connector, but we'll only get to this timer now if this is already locked, so we don't need that to be on. I have split these away from their groups, as you can see, and I even went as far as on the wake up timer. Was it the wake up? No, not the wake up. On the which one it was? I think it was the land me. So when we go to the land me timer, that means it's going to land. Yeah, there we go. So that forces the pulse down for landing at the mine, and once it's down, we don't do a shutdown, we do a power down, which is this one. So you can see part of the power down is to switch off the thrusters. So what I've done there is I've put all of the thrusters on separately. So I just left that one there just to show us that's what we're doing, but all the thrusters are separate, so we're no longer using the group. And then the lights, which we're on there, are now on 3. So the only time I'm using groups now is on this main ship G menu. And you could also take the groups off there and you replace them with timers. And in doing so, you could use a sort of a new method of doing it where you have the timer do all of this, so you just literally have one button for a timer to basically wake up. I'm not going to do that. I haven't had any problems with the groups now in this format, so yeah, should be good, I think. Anyhow, I'm going to wait for this storm to blow over. If it ever does, the sun is pretty much down. I want to go and get some more ice. This ship here, yeah, hydrogen we can stockpile. There we go. Make sure we've got everything full. I didn't actually show you, but you can't really see in this light either. I have done a few little changes, so I put a warning step on there for climbing in and out the cockpit. Kind of tried to make that look as if it might be an air intake, but honestly it doesn't really work, so it's just a bit of trimming. So I've repainted those in a sort of a black colour. Oof. Lightning. Put some navigation lights on the side. Really dim. They're not very bright, so just well, just to look good. Painted some of the underside black and the girders up there, and then with the girders, I'll just quickly show you. Get on the top here. So I've converted these plates, added a few more just to make like a pattern, really, because the plates have to be there to cover up that slot. Ooh, all went quiet. And then I've broadened these girders just because I changed those to pipes instead of conveyor junctions. So I broadened these pipes to make it look a little bit more sort of workmanlike, I suppose. And that was supposed to be silver, but I completely failed at mixing silver paint. I'm not too worried about that. So we are good to go. But yeah, we're about to lose the sun. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this off to the mine again, and we're going to give this another test. Off she goes. And see if my new connecting mechanism actually works. Again, I'm going to get this to fly. Let's give that one a chance to get out of the way. So we'll send this one to the mine as well. I'll let the autopilot do the work. Oh, my solar panels are going nuts. Oh, what that solar panel is doing. It's got itself in a right little knot there, isn't it? Hopefully that'll sort itself out. So we're just going to let this lightning around there somewhere. Storm passing over. Just going to let this autopilot do the work for us. I know it uses up more power and just generally is slower, but I need to do as much testing as I can, because what I'd like to do is finish off the upper bodywork, which never really got finished, and then put it on the workshop for you guys, so that if you want to have a play with it, you can. Okay, so that one, first one landed nicely. This one will try. And then should go... Oh, can't land there. Oh, we're going to land anyway, apparently. So for some reason, that didn't work. Uh, it's still trying to land for some reason. Yeah, still trying to land. So what happened there? Oh, we've broken some sensors. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, so I'm just going to invoke power down. And what that should do is switch everything into a controllable position. Oh yeah, it broke some stuff, didn't it? I wonder why that didn't sense the ship. That's very strange. Yeah, we're going to need some parts for that. It's actually switched off. So, for some reason, whatever's supposed to switch that sensor on did not. And yeah. Actually broke the thruster on this one where it crashed onto it. So what I'm going to do is just put this off to the side so we can get on the top of it. Yeah, we're going to need some parts to do these repairs. Know what else it's damaged. Everything else looks okay. Interesting. So I'm guessing it's probably, yeah, the connector's broken. Probably not going to be very effective in this state. Obviously I've got something set up wrong somewhere. So the connector is okay on the other one. So what I'll do is I'll park this one here. Hopefully this one is in a good enough state, even with the top thruster missing, that it will be able to manually fly home. Even with a full load of ice, I'm hoping. Okay, leave this with me and I'll bring you back in a bit. We'll get all this repaired and try and figure out what went wrong. Alright, so I'm having to cut this journey a bit shorter than I planned. As you can see, the drills in the top left hand corner are already filling up, but we're only half full on the cargo containers. So obviously something is broken somewhere. Probably if I connected them through the connector. As the connector is broken, that we know. And as you can see, this ship is doing what it did last time. It's just come back and it's just hovering around. Now it's possible because it doesn't have a top thruster. That's maybe what the problem is. So I'm going to leave it there a minute. We'll sort this one out first. I think its antenna was broken as well, which means I can't remote into it, so recovering it is going to be interesting. Alright, let's just pop this over there. And not so high that I can't get back into it. Okay. Start with that. see anything else broken. This doesn't necessarily mean there isn't anything else broken, but everything else looks good. So yeah, so our cargo is now full and the drills have emptied, so it was the connector that was the hold up there. So I'm just going to connect so that we can empty that. And apparently I have interesting. The thrusters have powered down. Why did the thrusters power down? Oh, it's too heavy to lift off there. Right, so I'm going to connect. Now the act of connecting there should have powered us down. So connector connected. I set that up wrong. That should be stopped. No, shut down, start, that's correct. Yeah, try to connect, stop running, and start the shutdown procedure. That's correct. So try connect is not running. No, that should be right. I'm not sure why the thrusters powered down there. That was very strange. Anyhow, we should have offloaded all our cargo, so I think what I'll do is batteries off charge. We'll use this ship to go. Where the heck is it? Go find that other one. Gonna have to drop myself onto this ship, I think. Make sure I don't fall into the void. Aha! Okay, so we need that thruster. Need that. Need that. And was there anything else? That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Everything else looks alright, it just seemed to whack the antenna. Alright, we'll go and get some parts for that. Should be everything we need. Intriguing that it's just stopped at this waypoint, and as I say, it's done this before. I don't know why it's going into like a power down state at this point. Looks pretty good. Up out of there. Okay. So what I'll do now is I will, what will I do now? Well, actually, now that I've fixed the antenna, we can just remote into that. So just pop this one back down here. And connect. There we go. I was waiting for it to switch. It took a moment or two, but after I pressed 9, I didn't press anything else, and you notice the battery is now on charge. So connecting with 9 automatically puts it into a shutdown state, which is kind of what we wanted. Alright, let's see what's going on with this other thing then. So Shift K, and that's that one. Ooh, Sam's arrowhead. Don't know what that is. So it's supposed to be. Well, it was doing transit to dock. So from transit to dock, ice mine position 1, then home position 1 action. So when it gets to home position, it should call dock me. And just simply interacting with that has caused it to go back. It'll go out of range in a second, so antenna, just put that on 5000 before it goes out of range. Yeah, so it should have called dock me, and what dock me does is puts dock speed on and then calls the recorder task, AI behavior on, and then starts the play, and obviously switches on the obstruct detect. So the AI recorder is on, so it puts AI on and plays it. No reason that wouldn't have worked. Alright, well, I'm suspecting that's going to go off to the mine and then come back again. It has got a camera. Let's see. Where's the camera? Camera. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, so it's gone back to the mine. And now it's coming back again. So let's see what happens when it gets back to home position 1, because it should can actually watch it through here. So we're on cruise speed at the moment. AI is on, collision avoidance is on, so it should switch dock speed on, and then it should play this recorder task. Recorder task A. So let's see if it actually does that. I'll actually just reorientate myself up here so that we can see it better. So, terminal, AI, speed A. And we'll just sit and watch what happens to that when it gets to the home position point. So it's trying to line up, trying to get to that waypoint. Seems to be struggling a little bit. So it's stabilized there now, but it hasn't switched that on. So we're still on cruise speed, not dock speed. AI behavior is still on. So it's almost like it's got stuck. So if I switch dock speed on and play that, it works fine. So it's just getting stuck for some reason on that one waypoint. It doesn't think it's getting there, but it stops moving, so it's just never going to find it. Again, it might be because it's carrying a full load, so it might be a thrust situation. Maybe needs more thrust in some kind of direction. Where are you going? Come on, your batteries are going to be getting flat. You need to land. It's almost like it's afraid of landing. What are you doing? Yeah, it's in a bit of a kerfuddle there, isn't it? So dock speed is on. I'm going to switch dock speed off. I'm going to switch that one off as well. So we should now just be stationary, and then we'll take control of it. I don't know what's going on with it there. And now I can't see what I'm doing. Reposition a little bit here. Yeah, so clearly still some teething problems with that. I think also I've got a sensor on something there. John had. Yeah. I'm not sure whether that's a lack of thrust issue when it's carrying full cargo. Obviously when I was testing it between episodes it didn't have full cargo on and it was working fine, so I think possibly it hasn't got enough thrust to get into a position where it will switch. I don't know, that's very strange. And of course we've got another storm. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till morning. I think we're pretty much near night time now, and then we will take the bug and we'll do a little tour and go and see what that light was over in the hills over there as a test. But if all goes well with that, then I think we're going to go and hop over and see if we can find O'Rourke and, well, basically find out what the heck he was doing, asking us to deliver stolen goods, which got us into all this trouble in the first place. So, yeah, I'm gonna wait out here. In fact, I might even build myself a bed, or at least a sitting room. But yeah, there's nothing I can do in the storm, and especially a storm at night. I really don't want to be out doing long-range travelling So I'll bring you back, well, in the morning. Oh, good morning, everybody. So, the sun is just about to rise, and as you can see, so am I. There we go. Yeah, did a little bit overnight. Put a couch down and a little office over here. Got far more space than I need, really, but it's just the way it worked out. So I put a divider wall up here, a piece of glass in the middle, just because I could, and some more lights. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to put doors in here or not. That was my original idea, but then I thought, well, I'm going to have to pipe in a vent, and I mean, it's all something I could do. Could just bring a vent through to here. Oh, don't know worry about that for now. Anyhow, I think, let me just get my toolbar back. I think we need to make an early start just in case this turns out to be a rather longer trip than expected. So we do have to go 30 kilometers over there, but first I just want to do a little test run in our new ship, because we haven't really flown it yet. So it should be all fully charged and ready to go, as it is. And we did see somewhere, I don't know exactly where it was over here, there was a light. It's kind of on the way, so I thought we'd just go and see if we could find out whatever the heck it was. Is it over there? Yeah, that certainly looks like something. Just going to have to approach it carefully because although it's showing up white, we don't know whether it was friendly or not. Oh yes, that's a crash. Oh, more over there. So that's one of these planetary cargo ships, I think. Well, we should be able to get some good resources off that. And something else over here. I think this is just debris. Yeah, just little bits of... oh, there's some down there as well. Little bits of debris. I don't really have a ship suitable for collecting that. All the miners are not connected for component transfer, and obviously we don't have a cargo box on this ship, so there's that. Right, keeping an eye on everything. It says I've got 1 hour of power, which seems rather low. Let me switch off the... it's a steady 1 hour, isn't it? Switch off the front thrusters anyway, and we could actually put some overdrive, and I only have one space left on the hotbar, so I mean we're soon going to be there. I'll not worry about it for now. But it would be easier. I just overdrove the thruster at the back there. There's Nomad Station over there, look. To pay him a visit at some point. Alright, well I won't bore you with the entire journey here. I'll bring you back when we get a little bit closer. Okay, so we're just coming up to O'Rourke's salvage yard. Ooh, better slow down. Hopefully he'll be in. Just, no landing pad here, or at least his landing pad is occupied. Nope, there he is, welding away. Let's go and see what he has to say, shall we? Just get down here somewhere. Oh, bit of a heavy landing. I can't recharge, so I guess we'll just take the dampeners off. That'll do. And let's go and see what Mr. O'Rourke has to say. Hello, O'Rourke. Hello?
Oh, hey. I didn't expect to see you so soon.
No, I bet you didn't.
You been to Earth and back already?
You know damn well I haven't.
What do you mean? How would I know?
Those idiots you sent after me blew up my ship.
What idiots? I don't know what you're talking about.
Someone called Nomad?
Oh, Nomad. Yes, well, I didn't send him, but that doesn't surprise me.
Did you have me holding stolen goods?
Well, yes and no.
What do you mean, yes and no? It's either yes or no.
Well, hold on there, son. Let me explain.
Please do. This better be good.
As you can see, I repair ships and rovers and sell them all over the solar system. I had just repaired the two I gave you, but before I could get them delivered, they were stolen by Nomad and his gang of thugs.
I'm listening.
Well, I managed to get them back when he was off planet, and when you arrived I saw the opportunity to quickly get them out of his reach.
I see. Can you prove any of that?
Follow me to my office. I caught him on video. Here, see for yourself. See, his gang of thugs.
Okay, that changes things. I'm gonna have to think how I deal with this nomad.
Well, be careful. He's not a man to mess with.
Well, that's a bit of an eye-opener, isn't it? Let's get back to our base. We're going to have a think about how we're going to deal with that. Interesting. Oops. Knock his cameras over, had we? So this nomad character is not just a nasty fella, he's a thief. And the video evidence kind of proves that, doesn't it? Interesting. Right, well, I'll begin the long journey back to our base, and I'll catch up with you when we get there. And here we are, home sweet home. So, this ship actually did a lot better than I was expecting, because if you look on the hotbar, oh, let's switch our forward thrust back on, we've still got 97% oxygen left, haven't used any hydrogen, and the batteries are still reporting 50 minutes of runtime, even on full power. So in terms of the range capability, I would say that was extremely good. Alright, let's just try not to crash. Pop this down. There we go. Home safe and sound. Yeah, so just top the oxygen back off again. Pretty good. So charging batteries on 75%. So that was a 30-kilometer run and back again, so 60 kilometers. Used 25% of 3 batteries. That's pretty good. Right, so we've learnt a few things about Mr. Nomad, and video evidence is pretty empirical, so we can't really argue with that. I think maybe it's not something we want to do, is just to rebuild ships and things just to give back to someone who stole them in the first place. So I think we need to have a think about how we're going to proceed here. I'm going to leave it open to you in the comments. Feel free to suggest what you think I should do. Should I build the ships, take them to Nomad and hope that that's the end of it? Or should we think of another way of dealing with old Mr. Nomad there? Let me know in the comments. This is going to pause the production of the series because I'd like to have your input on how you'd like the series to continue. So I hope I'll get a load of comments and I'll take them all into consideration and make a decision. But thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to end this episode here. That seems a good place to end it. But yeah, please like, subscribe, leave your comments, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care now. Bye bye.